Give me that spread shot. Yes! That's exactly what I need to defeat the Decepticons in this Transformers Bumblebee. Hello everyone, my name's James, and this has been out for a little bit. You'll notice there was a little lull in videos on the site. Apologies for that. I was working on big projects and I needed to go and do them, but now I'm back for a bit. And we're going to be playing this little throwback, I'm going to say. This feels to me like a harking back to the days of feature phone games. This reminds me of playing Java stuff. Java games on like a Sony Ericsson with those little rubbish joysticks that was in the middle. Do you remember them? And it was really simple kind of platformy arcadey games. Oops, hold to play, go, 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 go. And this feels like that. And it might sound like I'm insulting it, understandably, but I actually mean it as sort of a compliment. This is quite good fun in a simple, down-to-earth kind of way. So it's taken the Transformers license and it's doing something basic and cartoony and, you know, like Transformers were. Remember, before Michael Bay turned them all into completely indecipherable metal monstrosities where you can't tell one from another and all that? Remember that? Yeah, this is what Transformers used to be, like cartoon Saturday morning fun. And I think this is quite a good representation of that. Now, it's free to play, it's still got the usual free to play gubbins and gems and all the stuff I don't particularly like in it, but the second-to-second gameplay works because it takes advantage of the Transformers characters themselves, so you can shift and will shift between the different forms, the kind of humanoid form that you get from a Transformer and the car form that you've longed to play as when you were a little kid and want to turn into one yourself. Yes, you did. Don't tell me you didn't. And it does this by switching between certain areas. So as you can see, it'll go from these walking sections where you play as a Decepticon. Did I say Decepticon? I meant Autobot, obviously. I was confused because my boss is about to, oh god, come. And the rules change quite a lot, which is why I think this is interesting. So when you're a car, you're usually at the bottom of the screen and you're, yikes, avoiding traffic and trying to smash into other objects in order to gain little perks and boosts. Whoa, when you turn into a Transformer humanoid form, you're usually, whoa, down the bottom of the screen, but you can move around, you can swipe up, down, left, and right and try and navigate the environment that you're trying to get through. Yikes! Then you've got these sections where you're being pursued, where the car moves to the top of the screen and all I can do is go left and right and try and avoid stuff, or sometimes try and crash into other cars. It's constantly switching up the rules on you, which is, if you are a Transformer, you know, that's what you should be doing. The whole point of Transformers is they constantly change, and therefore the rules will keep changing in terms of their, like, combat engagement. And that's actually quite good. There are lots of Transformers games that have been released, and I've played a bunch of them actually, where you can almost do each level as a car or as a humanoid robot, and it doesn't really matter which you do. Whereas this forces you constantly to change between the styles of play. And that's taken advantage of what you've got. You've got a car that can turn into a humanoid thing, or sometimes a plane or whatever, tank maybe. And then you're making them constantly, the players I mean, constantly change their behaviours and not letting them get away with it. And I think that's pretty good. Now, it is simple, very simple. It's one of these things that you would whip out and then start playing when you're just like, I've got 5 minutes free and I'm in a queue for this thing and I'm just bored or I'm on the bus or whatever. This is not probably a game that you're going to sit down and play for hours and hours and hours on end, unless you really, really, really want to unlock all of the Autobots or something and collect all the gems, because I've already unlocked Ratchet. You start off with Bumblebee. He was my backup after Ratchet got taken out in that first round. You fight your way through the bosses, all the different Decepticons you can see here. You collect little rewards for doing your missions. It's, you know, it's standard free-to-play business. So when you go to play here, I've got another free gift, god yes, because I'm near the beginning of the game on the iPad, I've played more on the iPhone. It's getting very excited. So start off with Bumblebee, you can upgrade the blaster and the armor, likewise with Ratchet over here, and then you can unlock all the rest of them. So we've got Archie's one of the next, Sideswipe, Moonracer, and they're all the nice old school cartoon versions, which fills my heart with warm, lovely feelings, because we like those, don't we? So let's upgrade Ratchet a little bit with some of my cash, and then go play. And I don't know, I guess it's nice and refreshing to see the old cartoon style recaptured again. There are a few games that have done it quite well. That recent Platinum game that came out on consoles, Xbox, PS4 and all that, that was pretty good. It was straight up combat and everything in that Platinum style, but they got the look right. It felt like Transformers. So that's nice. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as some kind of like, yes, this is going to take over your life for the next few weeks, and this is serious business. It's not. It's throwaway fun. But it's quite good at doing it, and it did make me slightly nostalgic for the old-fashioned feature phone games, because they did look a bit like this. They were a little bit like simple driving games, and when this started... Oops. Okay, fine. When this first level started, I was like, oh, really? I'm going to call for backup here. Is it just going to be this? But then he transformed, and I was like, alright, maybe there's more to it. And then it turns out that the interplay between car mode and robot mode is actually quite fun. Incidentally, you have to put your finger on the screen. That's how you activate the game. Whenever you release your finger, it pauses, which is something that more games should do, I think, because that tells you a lot about the kind of game. This is a game that expects you to be doing something else while you're playing it. It sort of expects you not to have 100% of your attention laser focused on it, so that if you go, hang on a minute, what's that? Yeah, chicken tonight, rather than lamb, thank you. It kind of knows that you're going to do that, and that's quite good. It's almost like admitting, like, yes, we know it's not a serious thing, it's just a bit of fun, and everybody chill out and maybe enjoy themselves and don't take it too seriously. That's quite nice. So, it's been out for about a week or so now. Like I say, I'm going to be doing a little bit of catch-up on the channel, but if you fancy getting it, it's free to download. Transformers Bumblebee is the name. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.